Hello and welcome to another episode of the CineBeards. I'm your host, Jason Musikanth. With me, as always, are Marcus Kneif.
San Pellegrino, please sponsor me.
Dion. Dion van Heerden.
Yeah, hello.
And now, official host, Thomas Sharp.
Hey, it's me, officially.
They've been
Proud
trying
of
to
you,
replace me, but, you know, I just keep coming around.
But instead, you just kind of split.
That
Yeah.
contract is watertight. So.
I should just introduce them as Medium Marcus again.
I'll wait till the branded stationery comes before I call it official.
Okay, so let's get stuck into it with the trailers first. Sum of 84.
Yay!
Stranger Things with a serial killer instead of monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch anything that puts that much synthwave in a trailer.
Yeah. I mean,
It's definitely somebody who watched Stranger Things and thought, ooh.
We
Yeah.
could market this, but again,
Yeah.
for less money.
I mean, it definitely feels like aesthetically and tone-wise, it feels like a super rip-off. But I'm also the target market for it, so I'll probably watch
That's the thing. Like you could see the strings of the puppet, but like it's still an entertaining show. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna leave.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm down.
Yeah, the trailer gave away far too much, though.
yeah.
I
Oh
think.
yeah. Or did it?
Dun, dun,
No,
dun.
Dion,
No, yeah,
don't send
but it
people to go
really
watch it.
Or did it?
Are you writing a
didn't
mystery
it?
novel?
Is this like
Am I?
if you did, turn to page 36. If you didn't, just hang on.
Yeah, so I wouldn't watch the trailer, but if you like Stranger Things and you like that sort of child ensemble cast against the odds, fighting some sort of evil, then
Set in
And
the
also, of
80s.
course, the parents not believing them, because that's what they do in those 80s movies.
I do like the fact that I've never seen any of those kids before.
Yes.
I've never seen.
one of them looks familiar.
I've never seen.
But yeah, the rest.
I've
the
never
rest
seen any of
haven't.
them, so I like that. I like it when I can go into a movie and not know what I'm gonna get performance-wise because I don't have a frame of reference. It's
Yeah.
a nice. It's a nice gamble.
cop
Also,
is
then
the-
it's easier to see them as the character rather than
Yeah,
an actor.
exactly.
I mean,
The
it's like
cop is the husband from Glow, so I
Yeah.
immediately don't
Yeah.
trust him.
No, yeah, I don't trust him at all.
yeah,
Shenanigans.
it just reminds me of what you said about the actors and not knowing them. That's the one thing that took me a little bit out of Stephen King's It, having Finn Wolfhard from Stranger
Basically
Things
reprising his role.
reprising his role with more cussing. You
Yeah,
know?
Is,
see,
is that
it-
going to be a problem for you then in part 2 with the star-studded cast?
I don't see them as star-studded, but yeah,
I
on
mean,
the
it's
other
people
hand,
you're going to recognize.
yeah, I'm gonna recognize
Yeah,
them,
but they're also not doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I think it was because in it.
I watched
like,
it. I watched it
was
first.
so close.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good little child actor.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
he's
he's got some
chops.
range and some chops, but, you know, to me, when I saw him playing so on type again from seeing him in, at that point, 2 seasons of Stranger Things,
Yeah, that's fair.
you know,
It's very selfish of him,
I know.
very.
putting himself in these
how
things.
dare
Should
he
save the
work?
child acting roles for the rest of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, he should have like more diversity in the type of role.
Now, I'm
that he
pretty sure
plays.
Macaulay Culkin still needs some child acting roles.
Yeah, for sure. He's.
I mean, I haven't
he-
seen him since like the early 90s.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least 13 now.
He hasn't child acted in years.
He's got to get back on that child acting horse.
Yeah.
Okay, so the really fucking cool looking trailer, Mandy.
Yay!
You mean the Carpenter Brute music video?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's all I saw. I don't.
Disclaimer, I think everyone here is a fan of Carpenter Brute.
What?
Yes.
Well,
And-
2 of us are wearing Carpenter
We're
Brute
wearing the
t-shirts.
shirts for fuck's sakes. We didn't even plan it.
Yeah, I'm fucking down for that. That looks
Yeah.
incredible, and I think that's a
really
trailer
does.
people can watch.
And
Yes.
it looks like the perfect movie for Cage to go
Cage
full
to just-
Cage.
You
Yeah.
could have
To just rage in
you
the
could have
cage.
just stopped after the word movie, but
Hey, that's an Academy Award-winning Oscar actor you're talking about.
yeah, no, that's what I said. It's a perfect movie. It just wow, yeah, it looks full Cage.
Oh
And
yeah,
that aesthetic, like the hot pinks and
The
the,
hot
that
pinks and
washed
the-
out red and the like
The hot
muddy
pinks, the
black.
electric blues, the smatters of green.
And the mist.
And
Yeah.
then there was a tiger, so obviously it's a synthwave.
yes.
And don't forget,
And it lapsed
I don't
into
know if I
like
should spoil
cartoon at
this.
some point. So like,
The the elongated chainsaw.
I like the super ridiculous medieval future battle axe thing.
Right? It just looks like
What
that.
is that even?
It looks like he, got high, watched Conan and Star Trek, and was like that Klingon thing, but also a
Is he
sword.
gonna be like fighting demons, and that's like a special sword
Please?
crafted in that manner to be able to hurt demons?
I hope so.
I hope so.
hope so.
It probably is.
Because the motorcycle gang just looks like Cenobites, but synthwave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, dude, the spiky man.
I don't like Spiky Man. I'm
I hope he's just credited as Spiky Man.
Like all of them are just the Spiky Man, Sad Man, Happy Man, Cage Man.
Nicolas Cage as himself.
Yes.
Also, the logo for the film being a black metal album art.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
That's just.
that was perfect.
Why would you do that? But then you look at it and ask why not?
Well, the director, the guy who did it, what's his other movie? Over the Black Rainbow? The director who's directing this.
Oh, yeah.
His previous movie's called Over the Black Rainbow.
Yeah.
And
I remember seeing that.
I watched that, and it is weird.
It's like
weird
it's
as
like
hell.
a Clockwork Orange meets 2001: A Space Odyssey on crack
it's got
AIDS.
the same sort of drawn out pacing, and it's also got quite a nice ambient synthy soundtrack. And
Yeah.
it's just fucking weird. So
Nice.
It's weird as hell. I haven't seen it in, years
I
now.
watched it 2 weeks ago.
Good for you. I should watch it again.
But yeah, super excited for that.
Yeah.
I hope we get it in a reasonable time frame, not like how we've been done hard with.
2020.
Yeah.
Like the way they
Colossal.
Colossal.
3 years later. 2 years later.
man.
Fucking hell. I would
like
love to.
4 months for us to get upgrade.
I would love for us to actually get that as a cinema release here. I really hope we do. Get it at the Nouveau or something.
That's most likely.
look,
I'd
I've
even
seen-
go to the Labia with their
Would you go to
Depression
the-
era
Would
chairs.
you go to the Labia?
Yeah.
Those chairs are from the Great Depression. They
That's why they serve alcohol there.
Which is great.
Nah, the thing is, if it does come to the Labia, it's probably going to come to the Labia by the time there's a digital release of it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and my screen is better than the Labia's, and my sound is better than the Labia's.
Yes.
Although watching a movie there can be a fun experience.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
Under
it's
the
an
right
experience.
It's an
circumstances.
experience, but it's not enjoyable. I watch a B grade movie, I have fun, but I'm not enjoying myself.
That just really makes me miss the Rialto Theatre in Strand. It was a mom and pop owned theatre,
Oh, nice.
and they also had not quite Depression era, but really big, comfy chairs. Mm-hmm. Right, you could just lounge. And the last time I went there, this was about 2 or 3 years before they closed down. They did a Lord of the Rings marathon.
Yeah, see, that's why I like places like that. And
Yeah.
despite the Depression era chairs, I like the Labia. Because
Also-
it's the only
also-
place where you can actually conceive of that shit happening.
Also, you know that scene in Scary Movie where the woman just has a bucket of fried chicken?
yeah,
Yeah, you can do that in the Rialto. They were like, cool with your own food, whatever. Just make
Nice.
yourself comfortable. They even had a pile of blankets as you walked in,
Ooh, sex blankets.
That
just
sounds
in
like-
case you were a
Those
little
sound
bit
like
chilly.
crusty blankets.
yeah. No, I'm.
No, thank you.
No, they were washed regularly.
They should have been burnt.
It's
Fresh ones
BYO
every
blankets.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I remember that. And also remember watching the Matrix trilogy there.
You
As
mean you
like
watched
a-
The Matrix 3 times?
Yes,
Ew,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah, they
That
yes,
documentary.
they screened it 3 times
Yeah.
on one day. It
Yeah.
was great fun.
Man, that sucks that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
In rather amusing news, the Thanos Did Nothing Wrong subreddit on July 9th.
You mean the best subreddit?
Actually, yeah, it would have been yesterday by the time that this comes out.
Yeah.
Will have banned half of its subscribers just
Yep.
randomly.
That's amazing.
Like whoever came up with that idea is just
They're
It's something
really,
like 195,000 users just
they're just gonna be
bad
bad.
at once.
And so you say the subreddit's called the.
Thanos did nothing wrong.
Yeah, so no one can sort of take umbrage with that
Because
happening to
Thanos
them.
did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he didn't.
Yeah.
I wonder though if the moderator is putting his neck on the line.
He should. If he's really dedicated to the bit, he should put his name in the
Yeah.
hat.
Well, I don't think Thanos put his neck on the line.
Well, I think he,
I
kind
think
of
he
did.
might have
I
did.
think he was just surprised that he didn't.
No, he knew he
Yeah.
was gonna survive because he said like he's gonna when it's
He's
done,
gonna smile. Yeah,
and
no,
he's gonna
fair
watch the
enough.
sunrise.
Well, he didn't know that would happen. We're just assuming
No, I
he
think
has
he-
that
he-
understanding of the power.
I think
But-
because he had the gauntlet, it means he wouldn't disappear.
Yeah,
maybe.
he's- Yeah.
Some kind of user immunity.
maybe.
Comic books.
Comic
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, I don't think the mod should put his neck on the line because then it's just
anarchy.
I just hope they also like lock the thread so that new people can't join.
Yeah.
Like completely.
Well, no,
go
because
home,
the
no,
people
no,
who are
completely
left
lock
can
it.
still have babies in
Yeah, that's the thing, and they
thingy.
can all have full bellies. All the babies
All
on
the
the
babies have full
forum, yeah.
bellies.
Yeah.
All the foreign babies, get in my belly.
I don't think that's what he meant, but yeah.
We took a left turn, but I think we arrived.
The people here have known nothing but bellies full of babies. Like, Thanos, are you saying that right?
Are you sure you want to rephrase? No, I am all knowing.
Nom, nom.
The pain I have endured.
All right. Next bit of news, which is also pretty good. Idris Elba is apparently cast in the Fast and Furious spin-off
Yes.
movie as the villain.
Fantastic.
He could
A
be.
mysterious international terrorist who always dresses in black.
So by mysterious,
Named
they just mean
Nell.
British.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
Right.
much.
So he's just playing like Luther, but a bad guy version.
I actually never seen that show.
It's pretty good.
It's
Pretty
Check
good.
it out.
It's solid, like detective drama out of the UK.
It's not my favorite cop show role of his, but like it's still really good. But
Yeah.
that's really cool because I could see him as a pretty cool. I could see him as a really like either a really good villain or like a really hammy villain. Just
Yeah.
in the context of that, because
I
it's
imagine
just-
it's going to be pretty hammy.
I would think so.
Mm.
some delicious ham. But that'll be fun.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
He's going to stand next to just a giant, like, slab of cured meat, and they're going to be like, I don't know which one to shoot.
Topical.
Whoa! What does it do?
This isn't a David Cage movie.
Yeah, I was
dude.
about to say.
Do you know that actually happens in Detroit Become Human?
Of course it does.
What?
That
What?
game is a fucking sham.
Oh,
and people were
really?
like, people are all like,
There is
oh,
a who do I shoot moment
Oh,
in the
no.
game.
I just heard that it's basically just a collection of tropes and cliches.
that is David Cage. David Cage has not had an original idea ever in his life. All of his original ideas are stolen and cobbled together poorly.
This should make you really happy, Dion. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie being produced by
Ah,
Tim
fuck
Miller.
you. Nah.
It's found it's Dr. Robotnik, Dion. You
Oh,
can't cover your ears.
Is it Jim Carrey?
It's Jim
Yeah.
Carrey,
No,
Dion's
are
favorite
you
person.
serious?
Yeah.
Hey, remember, guys, like, it's all about solitude, and, like, money isn't important.
You see, when you
But they're
stop,
paying
Just
me a lot
excuse me,
to
I'm
play
just
this
gonna
fat
count this money.
character.
Yeah,
You see-
but they're gonna...
you see, when you
But I'm
spend
gonna
time
still take the
alone,
role.
when you spend time alone, you realize you don't really need people.
Oh,
you
God, I
know?
hate Jim Carrey so much. Just as a person.
Yeah, on a personal level.
Just, like, as a human being.
Do you really hate him, or do you hate his PR person?
Well, him.
he is his PR.
He
person.
hired and then listens to his PR person.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's doing this consciously. So I don't.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's a
I mean,
big miss.
on the one hand, like, I'm sure it'll be fine. Like, maybe it's gonna be fantastic, but yeah, it's just
It's just a
so
voice
many
role, isn't
layers, just so many layers of hypocrisy and pretense, and now it's like you want to go cast him as that fucking cool character. Anyway,
Alright, so this one is as yet unconfirmed, but apparently Tarantino's Star Trek film is going to use the current cast.
ooh,
The J. Abrams cast.
That is
it's a good
interesting.
cast.
It's a great
It is-
cast,
yeah,
but
it
like
is.
It could be a little
And Chris
jarring.
Pine is finally learning how to play Kirk.
which is nice. But I'm worried because I feel one of the reasons Quentin Tarantino directs with the same casts every time is because he's kind of knows where all of these lines that he can push these people as being a terrible person and director are, and if he's given a completely new cast, I don't know what he can do. Maybe I'm just being a little bit too negative
from
here,
what I-
but like,
My
From what I
question is,
remember,
how is he going to slip the N-word into a
I was
Star Trek movie?
I was just about to ask, like, what are
Time
the
travel,
sort of the
time
canon in-universe racial slurs in Star Trek?
yeah, because we need to list them now and check them off as a bingo.
Yeah.
Although I thought he was just attached to write. I didn't know he was attached to direct as well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's being hailed as the Tarantino Star Trek movie.
Oh, even if it's just written by Tarantino, that means it'll finally have some good dialogue.
The other ones had good dialogue.
Yeah, Star Trek Beyond was fantastic.
Well, we're not counting Beyond in the J.J. Abrams verse because that was a fluke. Because it was actually really, really good.
Because, yes, they actually got people who, like and understand Star Trek to write it.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Do you know
Idiot.
who should do that? Star Wars.
Yeah, like, I can't believe they gave Ryan Johnson the whole trilogy after he ruined Star Wars.
You guys seen that poster, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That poster
That
is
completely
the
misogynistic.
Yeah, it is directing.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
I love that poster.
Although I doubt that would count in his whole thing of I'm only doing 10 movies and then I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
He's-
not.
I
It's
thi-
not
I think-
a Tarantino movie. It's just a movie directed by Tarantino.
I think
Is this like
I-
Daniel Day-Lewis unretiring again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I think he's probably looking for loopholes at this point. He's like, I've still got a lot of gas left in this tank, and I'm
like,
running
how
out
am I
of
gonna stop
I need
making
two
movies?
more.
Yeah.
I could make so much more money.
I kind of put myself into a corner here.
How am I gonna make millions of people listen to racial slurs?
I know. I could lie.
He's the one that got Trump elected.
Confirmed. FBI,
Yeah.
call us.
We have a tip line.
Yeah, that poster is just gold.
Yeah. I would ask you to
My-
attach it to the podcast, but I don't want us to be
Associated
counted
with it.
in that group of people.
Well, I mean, it's a satirical
it's
one, so
satire.
I think we do want to be.
I want to be counted in a group of people where
My
I'm like,
plan,
hey,
my
idiots
origin.
who are asking for the remake. Here's what you're asking
This
for.
is what you're asking for. You
My
fuckers.
My
origin, my
origins.
plan. Ray in the kitchen cooking porgs.
It's the fact that it's an old overhead projector. That's the best part. Like, it's not like a future hologram. It's a fucking overhead projector from junior school. Like, he's like writing on it with a erasable pen. Like that dude that used to do maths on the SABC
Yeah.
channel.
Oh my god, I remember that. Oh wow.
It's a blast from the
I
past.
remember that whole thing. Fucking hell. That's going back.
Oh yeah.
The muscly Luke with a lightsaber in one hand, like a revolver in the other.
And Ben Swallow in the back with a battle axe, just like.
Just like really leading into being Ben Swallow.
Oh man.
That's
Death
funny.
Stars.
Yeah, there was actually a thing with James Gunn, who recently said, like, look, if you think the direction that the Star Wars movies are going in have like ruined your childhood and it justifies you like attacking these people, go get some therapy.
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
harassing cast members off social media.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, look, these are the rules. You're allowed to hate a movie even if your reasons are shitty. You're allowed to hate a character even though you don't understand them. You're not allowed to go and physically harass an actor because they played a character in a movie you
The
didn't
dude who
like.
played Jar Jar Binks
Yeah.
nearly killed
He
himself.
nearly killed himself. Anakin, the kid actor, quit acting. Like,
Yeah.
Star Wars fans
Oh,
are the
horrible.
fucking worst.
I mean,
Here's the exact thing he said. Star Wars, or any movie, may be important to you, but it doesn't belong to you. If your self-esteem depends on how good you think the current Star Wars is, or your childhood is ruined because you don't like something in a movie, go to therapy.
Yeah.
So, John Wick Chapter 3.
Go on.
The Wickening?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna sit
You
forward
had
in our
my
chairs.
attention, and now you have more of it.
Well,
That's a good quote.
they've given it a subtitle.
The Wickening.
No. Parabellum.
Parabellum.
Like,
Yes.
like a gun, pew pew.
No, as in the Latin for prepare for war.
Oh, I like mine better.
Nice.
It was the director, they were using Parabellum as sort of the
Yeah, the licensing title that films put out. When
Yeah,
they
the
working
wanted-
title.
Yeah,
the
when they
working
wanted-
title, and they just loved it so much that it stuck.
Nice.
So it's
I
now
like that.
John Wick Parabellum.
Hooray!
If you're doing that, Sylvia's finger. So
But yeah.
Batman v Superman.
So my time in the theater.
Hey, you know what's interesting? We actually haven't had much to say about Warner Brothers in a while.
They're lying low. They're
What?
afraid
But,
of us.
but,
Well, to be
they
fair-
are laying low.
To be fair, the big recent fuck up is by Sony, who instead of uploading a
uploaded-
trailer
oh
to
my
YouTube,
God.
uploaded the entire movie.
the whole movie
What?
in 1080p quality.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Something killer. Like,
Kali the Killer.
Kali the Killer.
They wanted to upload the trailer and ended up uploading the entire movie in just like pristine quality.
The whole movie.
Who? But wait, hold on. Don't they sort of just press play on it before clicking publish?
Don't they just look and see, hey, this isn't 2 minutes and 13 seconds?
Yeah, like
This is 8 hours.
That's a problem when things get automated. Like you should really just have a dedicated person that's like doing like obviously the whole upload process and then just checking it. That's fucking ridiculous.
I don't know. Like
Unless it's sort of some disgruntled person like
maybe.
What, like
yeah.
North Korea
Well,
again?
Yeah, North Korea.
It's
They only managed to get 11,000 views of it
Oh my God, I mean,
before Sony took it down. Six hours it took them to catch this problem. They essentially saw about it in the news and were like, shit.
oh my word.
Let's compare and contrast that with the time that Mark Ruffalo left his phone on and
live streamed the first 20 minutes
and somebody
of
came
full.
up to him and was like, "Hey," like that's the response times that we
Wow.
6 hours. That's a bit scary.
Like, how do you fuck up that badly?
Like, no, here's the other question. How is that movie, like, done completely in the can?
That's also another good question. Like, you're running trailers for a movie that you're completely done with.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's also like release scheduling. It doesn't sound like it's a tentpole or anything. So
No, but it's odd.
It is odd.
So apparently,
I mean, in fairness, like Last Jedi was in the can like 3 months before release.
You're right.
So.
apparently, Kali the Killer is available for digital purchase and stream now.
Oh no!
Well, that is the only way to
first is the theatrical release because they can bring it forward.
I would
more.
just sue the shit out of the studio if,
Yeah.
if I was the producer or something.
Yeah.
But that is the only way to save face, is to just
sue.
just like say, okay, it is available now
Well,
digital.
To
Legally.
be fair, like nobody knew this movie existed until that happened.
No.
Well, because it didn't have a trailer yet.
You know?
In fairness,
Yeah,
actually, we can look at it another way. Maybe no one would ever have known this film existed, but because of this quote gaff unquote, now we all know this movie.
This is a
exists.
viral marketing stunt.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Maybe on something there, Dion. FBI. Call
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Not like how
Puts
Sony
on
hacked
tinfoil
themselves
hat.
to promote the
Yes.
interview.
Yes.
So Jared Leto's got himself another project, and Sony has another spin-off for Spider-Man. Jared Leto, however you want to pronounce that shitty guy's name.
I don't.
Yeah, he is Morbius. How do you pronounce this name?
Morbius, the living vampire.
Morbius, the living vampire.
The only thing I remember about him was being really afraid of him as a kid because the Saturday morning cartoon version had those horrific suckers
Right?
on his hands, and he was like, "Give me
Oh,
plasma,"
yeah.
and like he
Yeah.
fucking sucked plasma out of his girlfriend and like didn't know what he was
Oh
doing.
yes,
at some
I remember
point.
that.
He also had a terrifying Eastern European accent.
Yeah.
Ah, foreign, they're just scary.
Yeah.
Ma-
He
Just
actually
li-
sounded like a Romanian vampire in New York.
Yeah, so I don't know. I remember that being quite
It
scary.
was terrifying.
God. what's
There have
truly
been-
terrifying is how is Jared Leto gonna act to get into character for this one?
Well, you see,
He's gonna start.
Jared Leto's girlfriend mysteriously found out plasma. Police are stumped. No leads.
Who done it?
I almost accidentally watched a Jared Leto movie in this past week.
No, he's been in
No,
the
no,
right
no, no.
hands. He is a good
No,
actor.
no, no. This was the
Suicide
first-
Squad.
No, the first couple
Oh,
of
the
minutes were
leaked
great.
Suicide Squad 2 that they uploaded instead of the trailer.
No, it's actually a film on Netflix, The Outsider,
Yeah?
Oh, where he plays Yakuza.
where he plays like an American GI who was in a POW, and then he becomes a Yakuza.
He was in a prisoner of war.
He was in a POW.
Hey man, it's war, okay? Like, things get real.
Yeah.
People
Anyway.
do.
Sliced its stomach open and
Like,
just got in there for
It's
the
like
war.
it's like that part in
He was
Empire.
cold.
Yeah.
It's like that part in Empire.
Anyway, so I checked it out. I watched the trailer and things after that, but it's terrible, except for the first 10 minutes, because that's just Jared Leto in prison getting his ass beat. And like, I like to think of that as punishment for Suicide Squad.
Watch Mr. Nobody. It's actually a pretty good Leto film.
Well, like we can always remember, like he was really good in Blade Runner.
Yeah,
Yes, he
well, that's the
was.
thing.
He was legit
Yeah.
good in
Really
Blade
good
Runner.
in Blade Runner.
And he was really good in Lord of War,
Yeah.
which I feel very few people have actually seen.
Wow, but that's the Nick Cage one, with, like
Yes.
where the posters all made out of bullets.
Bullets,
Yeah.
yes.
And obviously,
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah,
like, and obviously in Requiem for a Dream,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
such a
thing.
happy movie.
It is.
Seeing as you mentioned Nick Cage, I do have news regarding him.
Alright.
Yeah.
Is this beyond Mandy?
This is beyond Mandy. He's going to be voicing Spider-Man Noir in Into the Spider-Verse.
Ooh.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
Which also
like
means
that.
that we're getting Spider-Man Noir in Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh,
Yeah.
Spider-Man War.
Which is, I wonder if we're going to get the future Spider-Man. Is it 2099?
2099.
2099.
Do you think we'll get Leopardon?
Oh man, if we
Do you
get
think we'll get,
Japanese Spider-Man
like-
with Leopard on, I will be the happiest person ever.
That would be
Lapardon.
Leopard on.
Leopardon.
Pardon?
Leopard on.
Pardon?
Leopard on.
Oh, I got it that time.
This is a great joke.
I was gonna keep going with that. I hope you know. I was fully committed to like 20 minutes of that joke.
And then put out a separate episode.
The Leopard on episode.
Well, to be fair, there is Leopardon can make an appearance because Marvel has canonized him in the comic books.
he
He's
saved
part of
the
the-
whole
Yeah.
Spider-Verse thing in the comics.
He's canon, so
Speaking of canonize, you know, to canonize someone is to give them like
Cannons.
huh? Well, it's like a
clerical
like a
thing.
knight, yeah, like a knighthood.
yeah.
I remember when I was young reading about how Charlie Chaplin was canonized like posthumously.
Put him in a cannon. Just like shot his remains out to sea.
I spent a good few years of my life convinced that probably through some like weird wish of his own.
Yeah, because he was a weird
That,
guy. So kooky.
that Charlie Chaplin had after his death been shot out of a cannon. Dead, like completely and I told people that it was so fascinating.
I could believe
Did
it.
you know?
They
And, like,
canonized
see,
him.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
laugh it up, Congressional Medal of Jesus Christ.
What?
Shut the fuck up. I told you.
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa.
Swears.
What?
What's happening?
Okay, so you know that part in The Rock, like when the crisis is unfolding and the Secretary of Staff is like listing off General Hummel's achievements.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, 6 Purple Hearts, 2 Silver Crosses, whatever. And he starts reading the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
He says the Congressional Medal of, and like he basically cuts himself off and says Jesus, but there's no pause. So he says
Yeah.
the Congressional Medal of Jesus. And I, as a young man, having no idea of what military rankings, awards, or medals were, thought that there was indeed, in fact, a Congressional Medal of Jesus. And like my dad was like, oh. Like he just, I was like, what is that? And my dad like
That's probably
completely.
the best thing your dad's ever done.
My dad completely just like went with it, and I told people that this was a real medal that you could get. I didn't know any better. I was an idiot.
Yeah,
But then again,
I never did anything stupid as a child that nearly cost me my life.
So yeah, that's my Congressional Medal of Jesus story.
Nice. I feel less embarrassed now. Thank you.
You're welcome. I live to serve.
You see, we finally got an answer from Christopher Maguire as to...
Oh yeah, we emailed him ages ago.
No, I mean we as the public.
Oh, alright.
So on the official link
We
email address.
as the pubic got our answer from him as to why he was like, no, when Warner Brothers asked if they could shave Cavill's moustache off.
Hit me.
Because Cavill had to do a lot of stunts for Mission Impossible. So if they were to put like a fake moustache on him or anything like that, there's no way they would have adhesive strong enough to do it.
It's true. There's no one known to man that will physically bond fake hair with your face. Just doesn't exist.
That technology does not exist.
Maybe in like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
you can't put on a fake moustache and then run. It'll come right off.
No, what it'll do is it'll go up into your nose.
Yeah.
And it'll suffocate you and you'll die.
In all fairness, I like to think that that's just his sort of like fuck you answer, where
Yeah.
the truth was just like a
I
far
didn't want
more.
to do it.
Yeah, I just didn't want to.
Yeah, he obviously didn't want to, and I would have respected him more if he had just said,
Fuck you.
no, they fucked up, not me. Why should my movie pay for their
Well, I
stupid
mean,
mistake?
yeah, people are like, oh, you can just match it. You can, I mean, but then look at something like Fan Four Stick, with the wigs and like.
And people would be actively trying to spot it then.
That's the thing, yeah, and it's also I don't know, facial hair is different. I think like because you can see sort of the skin through it, and it's
It's a
just,
lot of range of movement. And
Yeah.
when you're talking to someone, you're focused on their mouth.
yeah.
And you're,
I don't know. I think they made the right call.
Yeah, they definitely made the right call. It's
Yeah.
just like a half-hearted answer for it.
yeah, I would
He's
have
gotta
liked
do
a stronger
stunts.
fuck you.
Yeah. Well, maybe the stunts are like. I don't know. Maybe he gets punched in the face a lot, like for
I
real.
don't know, he reloads his arms. I mean, how much punched in the face could he do?
Well, that's the advice. That's so good. I can't wait to see it in the movie. I feel though it might lose the impact because it won't have the like of the trailer.
Aww.
Or will it?
Oh,
It'll have
arms always
actual-
sound like mech arms.
Like shells will just shoot out of the sides. Like, where did that come from? It's impossible.
Oh man, it's gonna be good.
It is.
It's gonna be good. And then something that Dion actually told me about that made him very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Edgar Wright mentioned in passing a Baby Driver 2.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
I would watch that. I watch the shit out of that. Now, will that be
What would the plot like?
will
where,
it? You see,
where would
will
go
that
with the
be
plot,
a
though?
new Baby Driver, or will that be Baby continuing his shenanigans, getting roped
Well,
back in?
what I think is
yeah,
going to
'cause-
probably happen is that like Secret Service is going to show up at the prison, and they're going to be like, the president is missing.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Go.
Like sort of Yakuza linked drift racers kidnapped him. We need you.
What's the name of the leader of this drift races? Is it Drift King?
Yeah, obviously.
Yes.
Obviously.
It's Drift King for the majority of the movie, and then just like as a hint, like
It's Khan.
they just at the end of the movie, somebody like threatens his gang. They're like, "We're gonna take your gang down," and he's like, "I don't have a gang. I got family." And he takes off Toretto.
And it's a crossover universe event. And Michelle Rodriguez comes and kicks someone in the face.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. So yeah, I imagine it's probably something like that.
Yeah.
It's
Alright.
definitely
Just keeping it-
almost exactly
Keeping
that.
keeping it grounded, just keeping it.
Keeping it
Remember,
simple,
you heard
small.
CineBeards first.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I'm cool. I'm keen to see another really well edited, well cinematographized film.
Yeah, I wonder if he's already got like songs and scenes in mind. Like it
Probably.
He was
Knowing-
putting the first one together for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you have 10 years to
Well,
do your
maybe-
first attempt at something. You always
Well-
have less time for the second.
Well, for
Yeah.
all we know, his 10 years putting it together included the second one. And he
Oh,
just
well, I
cuts
mean, like,
it short.
it's
or
not,
like
it's
his
not that,
first
it's not
idea
that
had to be cut
developing the
now.
project took him 10 years. It's just that some that was on sort of
On
the
the
back
top.
boiler.
Yeah.
It's not like he sort of sat down for 10 years, focused, did nothing else.
Yeah,
and
he's
made
not
it.
James Cameron.
So if it's his, if it's his sort of actual focused project, it shouldn't take him longer than any other one he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking life.
We have any kind of like
Fresh.
ETA on Baby Driver 2.
No. It was literally
Was it
one
just like
tweet
a-
when it,
Yeah.
where it was like, I can't remember the exact wording, but it was like 1 year ago today it came out, and who knows, he could be driving again soon. ...
Yeah.
Something like
So
that.
basically
it's like, that's
confirmed.
literally like the extent of it.
Alright.
All right. Well, I mean, we do have the release date on Leica's next project,
Yes.
When is that?
Missing Link, April next year.
Good.
Exciting.
Very
I
exciting.
actually watched Coraline this morning.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I think Kubo is my favorite of the Leica
Oh,
productions.
absolutely. Absolutely. Just in terms of
Wait,
style.
Missing
Constraints.
Link, is that those ice people?
No.
I just wanted to say, because
No, it's not that
That was
horrifying-
Littlefoot.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that little
It's
foot?
not that horrifying bench.
Smallfoot, sorry, Smallfoot.
Small foot. Okay, I'm just double checking.
No, it's like
it's, wow, it's like when Aardman did that random Flushed Away, that 3D animated.
Oh,
thing.
Flushed Away was so good.
I don't remember it.
It was great. I went in expecting absolute rubbish, and I was mildly entertained.
There were two good jokes in that thing.
I was mildly entertained for something that I expected to hate.
I expected to love it because I loved Aardman, and I was just sitting there going like,
I don't remember it at all. What happens?
yeah, don't worry about it.
There's rats and,
And
there's
there's
not
a
a
mime
kitchen.
frog.
It's
that
3D
speaks for
animated
the-
instead of claymation.
Yeah.
I think my favorite Leica is actually Box Trolls. But just from a purely technical standpoint. I mean, that has some of the most intricately designed environments.
Yeah, I like box trolls, but I
Yeah.
think Kubo just stylistically and
Just
like
love
in
the
execution.
I
and
love the
score.
style of Kubo.
I
Is
love
so
Kubo.
good.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Box Trolls is a better
Yes, you
film
are.
than
Yes, you
Kubo.
are.
No, I'm not.
It's just what you said.
That's not what I just said.
Kubo hater.
Kubo.
So
the-
Marcus canonically hates
Yes.
Kubo.
Yeah, he
in a
thinks it's the
cannon
worst movie ever put
and-
to screen.
Yeah.
is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
You're hearing correctly.
He'd even rather watch Box Trolls, in his
Yeah.
words.
No, here's one you can put in my words. I would rather re-watch Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice Extended Edition than ever watch Kubo and the Two Strings again.
Why are you saying it cobbled
I really
together?
like how you cobbled together Batman v Superman. Like you've never said Batman v Superman in a single cohesive sentence before.
Like it would be impossible to get that sound bite.
I just separately get them.
I appreciate your dedication to that self-degrading joke. It was nice. It was good for all of us.
Look, this podcast is built on dedication
Yep.
and the delicious taste of San Pellegrino.
And consistency.
And consistency.
Delicious, delicious consistency. Still on the subject of release dates, have you seen how
Yeah, like
Arrogant.
we spoke about.
arrogant Jumanji has gotten?
No.
That they
Oh,
think
yes.
they're cool with a 2019 release date for Jumanji 3 a week before episode 9.
That is a poor decision.
Wait, Jumanji 3?
Yeah.
Oh, do they
because
count?
technically
Yeah.
Jumanji.
Oh, okay. do
Yeah,
count.
Yeah.
the first one is still canon.
Is that how they're gonna brand it?
It's how it's been being thrown around. Is
Okay.
Jumanji?
It's probably be Jumanji Escape from the Jungle of No Return.
Yes, that's the one.
That is
Welcome to the escape from the jungle
Welcome
of
to
no
the poor
return or
release
escape.
date.
Jumanji 3. Remember Zathura, the space one?
Yeah, actually. Yeah. That wasn't bad.
So, yeah, that's an interesting release date. I wonder if they're gonna.
Move it, yes.
Like you said, Dion. They smell blood in the water.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're like, Solo didn't do so great, so
We're gonna come for you.
come. Yeah, it's a.
And then Disney's gonna turn on fucking machine guns and shit.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna go well.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Good luck to them.
Yep. Well,
I would actually I would advise them, if I had that type of power, to push it back even a little bit earlier and release it on Thanksgiving weekend, like late November,
Yeah.
so that
That'd
they
be
get
smart.
that holiday weekend, that Thanksgiving holiday weekend, and a good week and a half before episode 9 makes all the money in the goddamn universe again.
Yeah, because the people who liked episode 8 are going to go and see episode 9 because they're smart people.
With
Yes.
And the
human
people
brains.
who hated episode 8 are going to go and see episode 9.
So they can be angry about it.
Yeah.
And
They watch
feel
it so many
validated.
times.
No, they're
And
gonna
then
love
they'll
it
complain
because they
about how
got
their
J.J.
childhoods-
Abrams back.
Their childhoods are dead. And
Their
there's
love
a
lives are
woman in my
dead.
Star War.
Imagine how horrible your like,
Yeah.
or how just
How simple.
how horrible your life has to be, and how just flimsy your whole concept of your childhood has to be for like a movie to retroactively murder it.
Yeah, if your childhood could be retroactively murdered by a movie that you think is not great, like you said, just go see somebody. Just go talk to someone professional, because you need the help.
Or maybe just like,
Kill yourself?
no, not kill yourself, just like find something to do.
Yeah, leave Star Wars behind, because you clearly don't enjoy it anymore. Move on.
Hey,
Maybe start pottery.
No, not even pottery. Something simple. Something any one of those people should be able to do. Masturbate once in a while.
I think it's too much of that. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I think it's way too much.
If it's too much of that,
Because they saw the
Cut
Ray,
back on the masturbation.
and they would like, oh, it's a woman without her clothes off. I don't understand. So
I think the reason they liked the J.J. Abrams, like, I mean, they bitched about it a fair bit, but I think in retrospect, the reason they prefer it is because in that one, Ray does bake after a fashion.
she does, and they
She
can
does cook in the beginning.
so they can understand that analog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's it from my side. Do you guys have any little bits of news you want to bring up?
I do. The actor that did the performance capture for George in Rampage
Yes.
is going to be doing the performance capture for one of King Ghidorah's 3 heads.
Oh,
we,
wow.
We spoke about that before.
Wait, are they going to have
On
individual?
the one episode where you weren't here, we spoke about it.
Are they going to have individual performance capture for each head?
Yeah,
That's
fantastic.
each head.
Like a different actor.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I fucking love that.
Speaking of which, just to hook up on that, Godzilla King of the Monsters is confirmed to have a presence at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
Ooh, speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, you just remind me, Taco Bell is going to recreate their Demolition Man restaurant.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
That's so great.
Like
Right.
in the convention center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's dedication.
Wow.
Oh, that's fantastic.
How cool is that?
That's just amazing.
That's another
I
blast
mean, that's
from
why
the
that's
past.
20. That for
What's
the
your
25th
25th
anniversary.
anniversary of it.
25th.
Yeah.
You're old, Dion.
Oh, you're feeling it.
Yeah,
feeling
it, man. I'm feeling it in my bones.
Speaking of feeling things in your bones, one last bit of tidbit: the Spider-Man Homecoming sequel has an official title
Oh, yes,
now.
Far
Oh, yeah, that-
From Home.
Tom Holland quote leaked unquote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Nice. Yeah, it's probably just him on Titan. Like,
Yeah.
I would actually just watch that, just him like having an entire like movie with Karen, just him in the suit talking. For
yeah,
the-
and he's just like swinging around. He's like,
the-
there's not really anything here. Everyone's dead. It's kind of boring.
Movie's
Yeah.
more like a performance art piece.
Yeah. It's just like 35 minutes.
Right, so recommendations. If we're all done with the news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, recommendations. I'm going to recommend Ant-Man and the Wasp again, because I went to go and see it
You always have
yesterday.
the fucking easy one.
And it was
Yeah.
amazing. I think since they're full verse now, you don't need to stick to like Blu-ray or streaming. If you just got like a recommendation you want people to
Alright.
watch, go for it.
Well, I'll stick to Netflix.
Okay?
I've got a specific
Mr. High and
recommendation.
Mighty.
I've got a specific recommendation for Dion as a fan of Aardman. There is a documentary about Aardman on Netflix. I believe it's called The Story of Aardman. Don't know if you've seen it. It's pretty good. Also, that Glow Season 2 is just
Yo!
beginning to end a joyous watching experience.
I-
I got pretty nervous in the first few
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah, it was so anxious, but it's I think it's objectively better than season
Yeah.
1.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, but
yeah,
I
yeah.
found
On
that
we can
that
agree.
anxiety in the first few episodes.
It pays off really
It pays
well.
off
yeah.
really well because, like, of course they're anxious because what are they supposed to do? They don't understand, and
Yeah, no, yeah,
it really plays well.
and it deals with a lot of like really dark issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but really, really, really well.
Yeah,
And it's just the show feels real. It never feels like it sort of falls into like the easy cliches, the easy payoffs. It's
Yeah.
always it always surprises
Yeah.
me.
Cool.
Yeah, so
like
good.
Welfare Queen's whole arc in the
Yeah.
series, like that is
Just all
good
the
television.
all of their arcs just close off.
That's the other
so
thing. They
nicely.
all like it's such a sort of diverse group, but they all have like their little arcs and their little
Yeah.
payoffs.
and you don't feel like anything is done for the drama of the show.
yeah.
It's
not-
just
everything sort
like
of makes
human
sense.
interaction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it feels super real the
Yeah.
whole time.
Yeah. Okay, you guys?
it's good stuff.
Dion, Thomas?
I'll recommend Beyond the Black Rainbow by the director from
Yeah.
Mandy, because it was super weird and super cool. And I watched it because of that trailer, and I was impressed. It was weird and it was spooky.
It's like someone once told me it's like the movie
Somebody
Kubrick.
once told you.
Yes, but no.
And that's
And that's it for the CineBeards. It's over forever.
Dion has lost his privilege of recommendation.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Dion, anything you
So
got to recommend?
recommendation. There's not really anything new on Blu-ray that I'd recommend. I mean, not that there's not anything good, but nothing that I've seen. But I recently rewatched 31. I particularly like Rob Zombie's filmmaking style, and that movie's fucked up. Like, that is...
Nice.
If you enjoyed the sort of House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's
I did.
Rejects,
I
that
absolutely
kind of
did.
thing, and you want a kind of crazy battle royale where a midget dressed as Hitler, speaking in a German accent, tries to murder some people, yeah, it's the movie for you.
You've piqued my interest.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, sort of these wealthy aristocratic people, they dressed up like it's the 17th century, and they in this giant warehouse full of like booby traps and cages and paths, like make people fight to the death for their lives. It's fucking insane.
That
It's-
sounds mad.
It's the Lilith Fair meets the Purge. I dig it.
Yeah, it's got that Rob Zombie, like, I don't give a shit what
Yeah.
anyone thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I want to do, so we're doing it.
I
Yeah.
really love his autistic voice.
Yeah. No, I see.
As a filmmaker,
and I'm
like-
so glad there is another House of a Thousand Corpses sequel coming. Yeah, with Captain Spaulding and everything. Yeah.
Are they going
Nice.
to call it House of 3,000 Corpses?
Well, the last one was Devil's Rejects, so I guess the next one will be House of a Thousand Devil's Rejects. 3.
Nice.
We survived that end scene somehow.
Yeah. Fuck knows. Fuck no. It's just gonna be them like getting out of the car, brushing themselves off, like opening their shirts, and there's like Kevlar vests. It's like applying band-aids to each other, and they just carry on their merry way. Yeah. But yeah.
Cool.
Like,
Okay, so, plugs.
you can follow me at DeonFanHidden1 over on Twitter, where I tweet about twice a year, and I guarantee I won't be spamming your feed.
Any plugs from you two?
I have a Twitter. It's @totalitariantom. Maybe I'll tweet at you. Maybe I won't.
You all know my spiel by now.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just end us off with Dion is a butt made up of many smaller butts, and that's what he smells like.
Yeah, that's it's been established.
That's canon now.
Yeah, I've been canonized.
Just like Charlie Chaplin.
Crabbies.